The late 2nd century BC. A period of relative peace and prosperity for Rome was about to be shattered. From the north, a storm was brewing. Beyond the familiar borders of the Roman Republic, a vast migration was underway. Two Germanic tribes, the Cimbri and the Teutones, driven perhaps by climate change or pressure from other tribes, abandoned their homelands. They began a southward trek, an exodus that would bring them into direct conflict with the might of Rome. These were no mere raiding parties. The Cimbri and Teutones travelled with their families, their livestock and all their possessions. This was a migration of entire peoples, desperate for a new homeland. Their journey took them across the heart of Europe, clashing with Celtic and Germanic tribes along the way. The Romans initially paid little attention to these distant stirrings, preoccupied with affairs in the east and internal political squabbles. The Roman Senate, confident in the strength of their legions, viewed the migrating tribes as just another barbarian nuisance. They believed these tribes would be easily dealt with, just like countless others before them. How wrong they were. The Cimbrian Teutones were unlike any foe Rome had encountered. They were about to put an end to Roman complacency and plunge the Republic into a fight for its very survival. The first clashes between Rome and the migrating tribes occurred in 113 BC. The Cimbri, having crossed the Danube, encountered a Roman army under Gaius Papirius Carbo near Norea in modern-day Austria. The Romans, confident in their superior discipline and equipment, were unprepared for the sheer ferocity of the Germanic onslaught. The Cimbri, larger and stronger than their Roman adversaries, fought with a terrifying zeal. The Battle of Norea was a disaster for Rome. The Cimbri routed the legions, inflicting heavy casualties. The Roman defeat sent shockwaves through the Republic. It was a stark warning. These were not the easily vanquished barbarians of old. The Cimbri victory also had a ripple effect on other tribes in the region, emboldening them to rise up against Roman authority. The Roman Senate, finally realizing the gravity of the threat, dispatched a larger force under the consul Marcus Junius Silanus. However, Silanus fared no better than his predecessor. He too was defeated by the Cimbri. The Germanic tribes were now a direct threat to the Roman heartland. Panic gripped Rome as news of the defeat spread. The very survival of the Republic was at stake. The year 105 BC witnessed the darkest chapter in Rome's conflict with the Cimbri and Teutones, the catastrophic Battle of Arausio. Rome mobilized two large armies led by consuls Gnaeus Mallius Maximus and Quintus Servilius Caepio. However, internal divisions hampered their response. Caepio refused to cooperate with Maximus. This disunity proved fatal. The two armies, camped separately near Arausio, were easy prey. What followed was a massacre. The Germanic tribes crushed both Roman armies. The Battle of Arausio was a defeat of unprecedented proportions. Roman casualties were staggering. The Republic teetered on the brink of collapse. It was in this dark hour that Gaius Marius emerged to save the Republic. The string of disastrous defeats against the Cimbri and Teutones exposed deep flaws within the Roman military system. The traditional Roman army was ill-prepared for the Germanic onslaught. The Republic needed a new kind of leader. That leader was Gaius Marius. Born into a humble family, Marius rose through the ranks through sheer talent. He earned a reputation as a skilled commander. Marius implemented radical reforms, creating a professional army loyal to its general. He improved training and equipment, introducing the javelin. Elected consul in 107 BC, Marius rebuilt the legions. Under his leadership, a new disciplined Roman army was forged. In 102 BC, the Cimbri, after ravaging Gaul and Spain, decided to invade Italy. They divided their forces, with the Teutones heading south through Transalpine Gaul, while the Cimbri marched east towards the Alps. Marius, now a seasoned commander with a revitalized army, marched north to meet the Teutonic threat. The two armies clashed at Aquae Sextiae, modern-day Aix-en-Provence, France. The battle was a hard-fought affair. The Teutones, confident in their numbers and past victories, charged headlong into the Roman lines. However, Marius had chosen his ground well, positioning his legions on a hillside. The Roman soldiers, well-trained and disciplined, withstood the initial onslaught. The disciplined volleys of Roman javelins decimated the Teutonic ranks. The Romans, using their superior tactics and maneuverability, gradually gained the upper hand. The Teutones, exhausted and demoralized, broke and fled. The Romans pursued relentlessly, slaughtering the fleeing tribesmen. The victory at Aquae Sextiae was a turning point in the war. It marked the first major Roman victory against the Cimbri and Teutones. The Germanic aura of invincibility was shattered. The victory also solidified Marius's reputation as Rome's savior. He had taken a demoralized and defeated army and transformed it into a formidable fighting force. But the war was far from over. The Cimbri still posed a grave threat. Marius, ever vigilant, prepared for the final confrontation. The stage was set for the ultimate showdown. Following his triumph at Aquae Sextiae, Marius marched north to intercept the Cimbri, who had crossed the Alps into Italy. They met in 101 BC at Vercellae. The battle was fierce and bloody, but Marius's legions held firm. The Cimbri were annihilated, and Boiorix fell in battle. Marius returned to Rome in triumph, hailed as the savior of the Republic, yet the seeds of future turmoil were sown. The Cimbrian War, a conflict that nearly collapsed the Roman Republic, ended after a decade of fighting. The victory at Vercellae marked a new era of military dominance, but also internal tensions. Marius's reforms revolutionized the Roman army, creating a professional force. These reforms had unintended consequences, contributing to the Republic's fall. The rise of a professional army led to the rise of the Roman Empire. Marius's career exemplified the dangers of military ambition. The Cimbrian War exposed the fragility of the Roman political system. It also impacted Rome's relationship with the Germanic tribes. The war led to the fortification of the Rhine and Danube rivers. The Cimbrian War was a watershed moment in Roman history. It tested Roman resilience and military might. The victory ushered in a new era of dominance, but sowed the seeds of the Republic's downfall.